My name is Dante Washington. Our other group members are Mason Thornton, Aiden Ash, Caleb Baker, and Ariana Underwood. And today we're going to be talking about Asian American ethnicity and Asian Americans' involvement in the United States' history and culture. So the definition of ethnicity is essentially a population, a group, or a subgroup of people who all share the same DNA, ancestry, and descent. In the context of Asian Americans, they are from Asia. Some key aspects of diversity regarding Asian Americans is first, diversity itself. It's Asian Americans have a lot of different subgroups that live within the U.S. So like Indian Americans, Chinese Americans, Vietnamese are especially prevalent in Oklahoma, and Japanese, so on. There are shared cultural values among all sorts of groups of Asian Americans, and there seems to be an emphasis on education. So some struggles Asian Americans have faced throughout history, for example, are xenophobia, just the general fear and othering of Asian Americans, violence. There's been a lot of violent attacks on Asian Americans, especially as of recently with growing tensions. So for example, in 2017, David Dow was removed from a flight forcefully, a United Airlines flight, by security who injured him. And there was a lawsuit that he ended up winning, and United Airlines had to actually reform their policies. And another struggle of Asian Americans is that they're consistently seen as a perpetual foreigner. So they are, like I said earlier, kind of othered, but they're also, even if they're multiple generations into America, they could be the great descendants of original immigrants and still be considered foreign, even though they were born here. And lastly, oftentimes all of the previously stated struggles are fueled by economic anxieties and hysteria during wartime.
That was 258, 57. So basically, just after
So some stereotypes that have been debunked about the Asian American community, or one is that there's a model minority myth. Basically what that means is that, and we're back. Basically what model minority means is that it portrays all Asian Americans as wealthy, like more intelligent, and uniformly successful. Seemingly positive, but it paints an inaccurate and harmful picture of their community, and it kind of just erases this immense diversity and berates their community, and minimizes all of this systematic challenges that they face as a community. Some cultural impacts. The Asian American ethnic groups have significantly impacted the U.S. by introducing some diverse cuisines, transforming popular culture through media, entertainment, and contributing to a lot of advancements in fields such as technology, medicine, and lots of other fields such as that. Some historical and current figures. Two famous actors, Bruce Lee, who's a martial artist, and famous actor, also Jackie Chan, famous actor. Patsy Mink, who was a famous activist who spoke out against Japanese oppression. Daniel Inouye, who spoke out against oppression. In his case, actually made it to the Supreme Court. Although he lost his case, his voice still stands to this day. And Kalpana Chawla, he was a NASA astronaut, so that's pretty cool. Let's just see there.
So some issues we see today, one of them is discrimination and racism, ongoing bias, workplace barriers, and the rise in anti-Asian hate crimes, especially during post-COVID. That's when it was at its highest. Underrepresentation, limited visibility in politics as well as leadership and media. They're often portrayed through stereotypes, and they're always put through a lens when applying for jobs or going up against other candidates that don't fit them as well. As a third one is intergroup inequality. So a broad Asian American label masks the big socioeconomic differences among ethnic subgroups. Apologies. The fourth one would be identity and belonging. It's pretty simple, but also at the same time, it's just not. Many Asian Americans are still seen as perpetual foreigners, basically meaning it creates challenges for them and feeling fully accepted within the United States and the Asian American community. So some current events that we see take place today that relates to the underrepresentation and discrimination through Asian Americans is the surge in online anti-Asian hate following the 2024 election, as well as the high incidence of race-based acts. The FBI actually reported anti-Asian hate crime numbers were at its very high throughout that they ever been recorded. The third being the deportation of long-settled Southeast Asian refugees. Some facts that are directly related to Oklahoma. The first one being the Vietnamese refugee settlement. So that after 1975, many Vietnamese families settled within Oklahoma. It led to the growth of the Oklahoma City's Asian district, also known as Little Saigon. It's like a mini Asia Chinatown within OKC. The population growth. So the Asians made up about 2.3 to 3.1 of Oklahoma's population, which seems little, but it's quite high compared to other states in the U.S. The third one being the recognition and heritage. So the state celebrates the AAPI Heritage Month as well as many other states, but Oklahoma has specific events to Oklahoma, such as the History Center's AAN HPI.
I think your session might be finished, so.
AAN HPI Collective History Day. The fourth being the cultural and economic impacts. Thousands of Asian-owned businesses contribute to the state's economy. OKC even had its own Asian Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, you want me to do
I
that?
will do group
Okay,
reflection
good.
too.
All right.
So our group reflection, collaborative learning.
Yeah, we're almost. This is like our last slide.
Collaborative learning, one takeaway has been that Asian American experience is diverse, with success settled behind challenges and challenges settled behind stereotypes. Another is connectedness, so the history of Oklahoma, it indicates how narratives on a national level influence our local communities. Third one being consciousness, understanding the spectrum of issues as well as discrimination, representation, and identity. It allows real-time reflection on how issues persist today. The last one being the progression of the conversation. We have to keep talking about it. Collectively as a group, we do acknowledge that how important visibility and inclusion and cultural celebration are. And then these are our references we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.